Can you tell me what you think social activism means?
Social activism, I think it means recognizing the humanness in other people and working and fighting to create and maintain a world that acknowledges and respects that humanness.
Activism to me means taking action to make a social and political change.
Jade Fields. I'm a junior at USC studying psychology and human rights. That's essentially who I am. I'm from California and trying to change the world. Why do I want to change the world? I guess mostly I just want to make it a place that I'm proud of, you know? Like if I am to have children, I want to leave them in a world that I'm proud to have lived in. And right now I'm not proud of it.
Why?
The fact that there's so many things in this world, like so many just injustices, the fact that people can do so much harm to other people just really baffles me.
My name is Christina Vega. I am a former Mount St. Mary's student. I'm 23 years old.
What issues are you most passionate about?
Currently, I'm passionate about being an advocate for undocumented students and their rights to have education.
How did that issue affect you, and how did that play out in becoming an activist?
I have a lot of friends who are undocumented students, and I have seen and felt the way they value education and their desire to pursue higher education.
With a lot of people, what they become passionate about stems from some sort of personal something. My main focus of what I spend most of my time, all of my time doing, is raising awareness about violence against women and children, which is what I do for Take Back the Night. And I think it has, of course, personal reasons, but also I feel like women and children are so susceptible to violence. I'm the director for Take Back the Night on campus. Essentially what it is at USC campus is it's a week of events to raise awareness about sexual violence and its prevalence, and to also provide a safe space for survivors, and to also try to bring about institutional change in the way we respond to these instances of violence. This is my third year. I started my freshman year by accident. I saw something about it and I was like, I wonder what this is. And so I applied to be a part of it, and it ended up changing my life completely.
Specifically in regards to undocumented students, what are you doing to raise awareness?
To raise awareness as an activist, I am working with Dream Team LA. I'm creating media, part of the communications committee, and I'm going out there filming, doing public service announcements, showing it and exposing it to the world through the internet. So, and then also I studied film, and I use film, which is a form of art, to create socially conscious media.
For those of you who haven't heard my stuff, it tends to be really honest. So I'm letting you know right now, this that I wrote, that I'm going to share right now, is really honest. When I was 7 years old, I started questioning the sight of God. Believed that he who sees everything must have blinked me into silence, turned his face to my sin, conveniently missed every time the eyes of those beautiful devils born to my innocence. Eventually, they replaced him in my prayers. Tattooed their lies on the inside of my cheek so it would sound like truth every time I spoke.
Art and activism come together to showcase the beauty and power of the personal narrative. Because I truly, truly believe that the personal is political.
It seems like there's a lot of art as a tool. Do you find that art is a successful way of sort of getting your message across?
I feel like art is a successful way for getting my message across. I am an artist and I love to paint, and when I look at paintings and when I look at art, it creates an emotion inside me. And I feel like that emotion makes an impact in the way I think and the way I feel, and especially if it's related to social justice or human rights, any kind of social change. It inspires me to want to create social change.
Would you consider being a social activist or social activism a subculture?
I feel like social activism has become somewhat of a subculture. I feel that fighting for an issue and fighting for a right is a positive thing. It's, you're supporting something that means something to you. And it has developed so much, from, protesting, boycotts, hunger strikes, and it's opened up into the art community. People are protesting through artworks, and that's activism in itself, kind of like creating social consciousness, getting people to look at something, getting people to pay attention to something, and that's what protesting is. And so I feel like it has hit a lot of the younger generations because they're interested in being a voice for, issues, or even being a voice for themselves.
Do you find that at these different groups that you're a part of, nice, that it's basically the same people, or do you see a different range of people going into these meetings, or?
I essentially see the same people. It could just be the climate here at SC, or it just could be the way the culture is set up right now. But I see the same handful of people at every meeting I go to. Granted, there are like a few extra who go to particular meetings because they care about that specific issue. But in general, I see the same group of people every day.
You said a little something, you mentioned about the particular culture, so can you describe what that culture is like?
I think there's either like this really intense surge of activism among young people, because we have a voice now. We can vote, we can do all kind of things, and have take what happens in the government and whatnot actually affects us now as adults. But I think so. There's that group of people that we really care right now because it's so personal now, and I think they're great. I think I'm in that group.
After hearing about Jade's experiences with Take Back the Night and her role as an activist, I decided to make my own contribution and my own statement via the Clothesline Project.
What color shirt are you making?
Well, it's yellow.
Why did you choose yellow?
I chose yellow because on the sheet it said that was domestic violence and teen dating abuse. So what do I think about what you're doing?
So I can get the shirt. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
As social activists, I think it's not only, commendable what you're doing, because you brought up a point that a lot of people would rather just not pay attention to things that are happening. I know it's very, very difficult to get people to care. So first and foremost, I want to say great job in doing what you're doing. And second, I think it's inspiring, and I think it's, you're really doing things like these events and giving victims and survivors an opportunity to tell their stories is such a fundamental way of bringing about change, because unless people, begin to personally relate to these issues, then you can't change things. You have to make a connection with them. So strange. Seeing my shirt, with the many others hanging on the clothesline, invoked a feeling in me that is difficult to explain. But seeing it up there, I understood why it is so important to fight. Why Jade and Christina dedicate their lives to activism. Because there are countless others who need someone to fight for them.